choppy. Keep my ear to the streets, 10 steps ahead when it's choppy. Negative energy can't think, separate when it get rocky. I'm just keeping it 100, it's far from me being cocky. They ain't used to seeing you rise, now they say you moving different. When your comfort compromise, being broke is not my vision. The closest ones will do you dirty, I could paint a vivid picture. You distorting my peripheral, might as well just keep it distance. They ain't used to seeing you rise, now they say you moving different. When your comfort compromise, being broke is not my vision. The closest ones will do you dirty, I could paint a vivid picture. You distorting my peripheral, might as well just keep it distance. This ain't one of those isolated situations.
Synario.
Universal, you know. You know better, you do better.
What's up, YouTube world? You now tuned in to Synario The Illustrator. And the topic I'll be touching on today is spiritual warfare. Yes, you heard it. Spiritual warfare. Well, Synario, what do you mean by that? Okay, let's dive off into it. So, boom. All of us, to a degree, is under a spiritual attack. And for the ones who understand and they tapped in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you begin to get healthy, when you begin to make the wrongs a right, when you begin to take care of yourself, when you start caring, let's just start there. When you start caring, when you start giving up, and you passionate about it, and you standing on 10 behind it, that's when the real genuine attack is going to come. The real attack. You was always under attack. It's just that the smoke is starting to clear in the sky and the clouds is parting for the sunshine to come in. And when that happens and when that begins, that's the season of exposure. The season of, oh, this is not what it is. This is not what it's gonna be. I've been pouring and feeding and giving this X amount of energy and time to these types of people, and in return I've been getting shown negative, and a lot of people been living like this for a very long time. A lot of people been living like this for a very, very, very long time. I'm just saying. And they was under a spell that they didn't know how to get away from. When you start waking up and when you start to realize, you know, your spider senses is tingling, that intuition, that gut feeling, that mind, something is telling you something, and you start waking up, and the people that you are around, and they realize you waking up, and they realize the control that is slipping through their fingers, then that's when you're gonna realize again for what it is. You're gonna be it can come from anybody. It can come from a relationship. It can come from family, friends. It can come from a job. It can come from anywhere. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the world doesn't revolve around us, but how people move out here in this day and age, their go-to is to not allow you to be above, be more. You can't win and you can't have more than what I can obtain. In all actual reality, you can. But that's not the go-to. That's not what you're trying to do. In order for you to even get on that level, you got to be the person to be willing to work harder than the person next to you that's challenging you to that type of degree. Spiritual warfare comes from all types of. It comes through addiction. Any addictions that you have. Any addictions that you have. Anything that is your go-to to keep you in a fog. Alcohol. Weed. Pills, lean, anything to keep you sedated. That's a form of spiritual warfare. Food. You know, if you know for a fact you've been eating this X amount, you know, I've been around people, they eat this bad food, and like I said in multiple videos that I made before this one, you eat certain bad foods. And you stacking your nutrition. You're not taking care of your health, your body properly. You're not taking care of yourself right. And when you're not taking care of yourself right, it messes with your mind. It messes with your body's absorbing, man, the foods in the stores. It tastes good going down, but when your body gets to absorb it, that's a different outcome. It's like your body going to a shock. Your body goes into a shock. It goes into a stasis of like, I have to put you down so you can sleep this off because I absorbed what this food has done to you. It's like your mind and your body is operating in two different directions. Your mind is telling you you hungry. And a lot of people don't realize they have parasites inside their body. You know, they got worms, they got an infection. And the infection is really thinking for you. It's telling you and sending signals to your brain of like, man, it's time to eat. And then when you stuck and you have a continuous cycle, and it's happening over and over and over and over and over again, and you keep going in the same direction, you're not realizing you being played. You're not realizing you being pulled into a lifestyle now. Real spill. And then now that lifestyle it's your day in and day out routine. It's a day in and day out routine. That became a liability, it became detrimental to you. Facts. Because when you down, especially through spiritual warfare, when you down and you sleep, you can't think straight, you're not taking care of no business. I'm being real. You ain't getting no business taken care of. Nope. Ain't no business getting knocked out. Ain't no business being taken care of. Nothing is going on. Nothing is happening. No, you ain't got no motion. You ain't got, then when you roll out, when you come out of this coma stasis of thinking, after you done ate that food that was toxic for you, you wake up, you have this overly hyper sense of abilities where now you know deep in your heart, deep down inside, you know what you did to yourself. I done seen people, and I did it. I'm not in that situation no more, but I done seen the guilt. There's been guilt. People have been experiencing the guilt side. The guilt side is makes a person react. Makes a person react. Makes a person feel like they gotta catch up. Like, damn, I was asleep. Like, I could have been doing this. I could have been crossing my T's and dotting my I's, and I could have been taking care of all of this situation. But I'm asleep. And when you in a situation where you understand this type of reality, and you know that you behind, it's like, damn. It goes back to the spiritual warfare. You know deep down inside in your heart, you got played, you got used. You got played, you got used. You got mishandled. That's how the game go. That's just with food alone. I'm not talking about, you know, how much being under attack, spiritually attacked. You know, you can mismanage your money. You can mismanage your money. You can, you know, it affects your finances. It puts you in circumstances where you're not up to par. In this day and age, people need to be up to par, so you won't get caught slipping. You won't slack. You won't fall off. These are the type of times that we living in. Spiritual warfare can affect you. Food. I cover food. Cover finances. Is you can tell with the people, the ones that's closest to you. You can see they get down their routine. What they doing to take care of their business. How they taking care of their business. And they'll pull you. You know, the blind can't lead the blind. Nope. The blind can't lead the blind, not one bit. You have people that's going through a spiritual warfare, and they trying to lead. They trying to get you to, well, do this, well, do that. You know, and if you sharpen up and you understand, you're not gonna, you know, eventually at some point y'all not on the same page. Y'all not on the same page. Y'all gonna eventually drift. Y'all gonna part ways and go. You know, they gonna do them. You gonna do you. The blind, like I said, the blind can't lead the blind. They can't. Period. The reality of what it all boils down to is, you know, you gotta stay 10 toes down out here at all times. We live in times where this is not just happening where I'm at from because I did a lot of traveling. I've been around. I did a lot of traveling, and I didn't see this is happening everywhere. Different states, different cities, different counties, different households. You know, so I'm making videos to raise awareness. I'm raising awareness. I'm putting out the red flag. You know, especially for the youth that's behind me. The youth that's behind me, and I'm at the point where I'm up there in age, but I'm at the point where I see these are the type of obstacles that we facing. But at the same time, it's heartbreaking to a degree, because a lot of young is gonna fall victim to a lot of these types of interactions in these routines. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it all the way 100. You gotta protect your peace. You gotta preserve yourself. Self-preservation is everything. Self-preservation is everything. You don't want to be out here. You know, the world hit you with you stepping in the booby trap. The world hit you with the okie doke and bing boom, man. Because time is everything too. The spiritual warfare it affects your time. It affects your time. It affects the possibilities. It affects your growth. To a degree, you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in. Not later now. You gotta lock in. You gotta stay on point. You got to. You gotta lock in. You gotta stay on top of your responsibilities. You gotta keep God first. God is gonna keep you out of a lot of stuff. You're not saying it's gonna be easy, because that's when you're gonna get attacked the hardest. Especially when you start believing in God. When you start believing in God, and when you start understanding what's going on out here, and you tap into God, that's when all the issues and the problems are gonna come your way from every angle. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna come at. That's when the attack is really gonna be on, because now you know who sees that you locked in. You know who sees that you not lost in the sauce. You know who is paying attention now. He's you resisting. All right, boom, I'm gonna send this your way. Boom, I'm gonna send it that way. Boom, fuck it, I'm gonna send it from 100 different directions, and hopefully at least one of them is gonna. All it takes is for one of them to take you out, or at least slow you down for the meantime, so you can lose time. So you can lose time. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like it's a spiritual warfare that's going on. It's happening now. Recognize game for what it is and stay 10 toes down. Stay blessed. Keep your head on the swivel. It's your boy Synario The Illustrator. Oh, let me remind you. Remember, put in the comments below any topics that I can chop it up and break it down and tackle it to the best of my ability to keep this motion going. But in the meantime, stay blessed. Peace.